I've just been grinding at live streams. I've not done a video for over a month now. But today we're going to change that. Today we're going to be ranking all of the Grand Theft Auto games from worst to best. Now I actually did do a tier list on Grand Theft Auto, the Grand Theft Auto games about a year ago. Between a year and 9 months. Not exact sure what the date was, but I've not done it in ages. But I've not ranked all the Grand Theft Autos worst to best, and decided let's do that because we've just done San Andreas on the channel. We've finished off the Definition Edition. We've done all the Definition Edition games, and I've not ranked all the GTA games. So let's just get started. What do I think is the worst Grand Theft Auto game? Well, I think that's pretty simple. Grand Theft Auto 1 is it's a sky view game. You're a criminal. You steal cars. It's pretty limited. It does have some missions, but it has a point system. You have hearts. Getting guns is pretty rare in the first game, I'm correct. Quite hard. There's timers. It's nothing like the 3D Universe GTA games. It's nothing like even the HD Universe games. It's completely nothing like them. It's quite basic. It's quite boring today's standard. And the reviews were good at the time, but they weren't the best. And me personally, I'm gonna have some bias when it comes to this tier list, this ranking worst to best in general. See if you call it tier list because it's in a tier list format. But ignore that if I say that. I don't script these videos, by the way. There's a reason why I don't script these because I think it's more interesting to rank them worst to best if I don't script it. But yeah, pretty much that's why Grand Theft Auto's last place. Because also, I don't like Skyrim games. I don't like Skyrim games that are not a strategy game. Like I like Skyrim games where like you're controlling an army, like Civilization, like Command and Conquer, like something like that. But in a Grand Theft Auto game, I don't really think it suits my children. So I've already told you my biasness. So yeah, all right. GTA London's the second worst GTA game. The reason I put a little bit better than GTA 1 is because simply because it's not set. It's the one GTA game that's not set in America. It's set in London. It's set in the United Kingdom. And London was quite a violent place. Granted, it was nowhere near Glasgow. I really think they missed their opportunity in this game. They should have set the game in Glasgow because they didn't know Glasgow. At one point was the worst. Had the highest crime rate in all of Europe for a decent amount of years. Glasgow was very violent, and they should have picked Glasgow over England, considering that Rockstar developers most of them come from Scotland. So I think that was a missed opportunity. But it is an interesting, and I hope we get a Grand Theft Auto game in the future that's not set in America. I think it would be an interesting thing because we've seen these three cities done 1,000 times. We've seen Vice City, we've seen Liberty City, and we've also seen Los Santos done so many times. I think it'd be interesting. But anyway, the reason I put it set last is because it's just like GTA 1, but it's set in London. And it's DLCs, you had to buy expansions. There's two of them, 63, 69. Correct me if I'm wrong, it might not be 63, but one of them's 69. I know that for a fact. 19s. So it's set in the past to the future. Now, what I think is the worst GTA game? GTA 2. GTA 2 is another interesting GTA game. And I think they might have got parts of GTA 5's online from GTA 2 because GTA 2 is actually set in the future. Yeah. And GTA 5 has some miracles set in the future like the flying bike, the oppressor. Something you would not see in modern days. Because the actual oppressor doesn't actually become a real vehicle. To be honest, if the oppressor becomes a real vehicle, it'd probably suck. Because you could just shoot one shot and kill the pilot instantly. So I don't see this myself and oppressor actually becoming a real vehicle. But anyway, off topic. GTA 2, it's just like it's added some new features, added some new characters. You can still select multi characters, granted I think the main character GTA 2 was Quad. Now surprisingly GTA 2 has CGI. Which looks better than GTA 5's cutscenes, but you know, we're not gonna talk about that. That's been basic CGI, but a lot of games in the 90s kinda had CGI, basic CGI. Nowadays CGI costs far too much money to do something like that. Even basic CGI, so yeah, it's kinda interesting. The GTA 2 has CGI in the cutscenes, at least. You'd never expect to see that from a Grand Theft Auto game. Anyway, and this is where it starts getting a wee bit harder. Nah, not really. Fourth worst I would say is GTA Advance. I don't really know anything about this Grand Theft Auto game personally. I think it has a story, someone betrays you or something like that. Sorry, I'm really struggling with these. Once we get to GTA games, I know what I'm talking about. I can explain for about half an hour what they're about each. But these GTA games, I just don't really know. Advance, it's in the Game Boy Advance. It probably played pretty terrible because the Game Boy Advance was the last Game Boy console we got. I hope it's the Game Boy Advance. I hope it ain't another Game Boy it came on. But I don't know. There's not a lot I can say about this game. It came out like the same year as San Andreas. Like, would you rather play this or San Andreas? Pretty simple to me, if you ask me. What you'd play. Anyway, next GTA. Now this might shock a few people. China Wars. China Wars is a GTA game I've not played. I don't like it because it's Sky personally, but it's about, I think it's like the triads. It's about the Chinese mafia and about how you bring back some to your father. Some sorry, my knowledge on this is completely unknown. It's set in Liberty City, but China in town's the main part of the game. It's an alright GTA game. It came on the 3DS, I believe. It came on one of the DS consoles. And it came with the PlayStation P. The PlayStation P version was pretty decent. The 3DS version was a little bit behind in technology. For it, I'm pretty sure that both of them played a bit different to each other. The PlayStation Vita was the more superior version when it came to GTA China Wars. Anyway, now let's get to the mainline. Now let's get to the more GTA games I actually could tell you a bit about them. Because those fast 4G, 5 GTA games, my knowledge is unknown. This is going to be a controversial take. GTA 3. GTA 3, first GTA universe, first GTA that kind of blew up. A lot of people didn't actually play GTA 3. A decent amount of people played GTA 3, but a lot of people didn't get into the GTA franchise until Vice City or San Andreas. And there's a reason, because GTA 3 is not player friendly at all. There's too many missions. I'm pretty sure you can all agree that's playing GTA 3. There's too many missions that involve timers. There's too many stupid missions. Like it doesn't tell you what to do. Like that stupid mission where you got to blow up a bunch of I don't even know what they're called, fronts, like drug fronts or something like that. It's like a stance. You got to blow up 9 of them. They don't shut the minimap unless you're near them. That's a terrible mission. There's no minimap either, which makes it a lot harder to find where you're going. I know the definition edition fixes the minimap, brings a waypoint system, which is cool. Good to know that's a feature, but it's just there's a lot of features missing. There's a lot of terrible mission design in GTA 3, like the plane mission where you get to blow up that stupid plane with the rockets before it lands. You can only shoot it at a certain time, then you get a 5-star warning level, you get escape. It's easily the hardest GTA. I would say it's the hardest GTA probably ever in the whole series. I would say. Granted, probably the older GTA games might be harder on it, but GTA 3 out of the 3D universe and the HD universe is easily the hardest out of them. Now, Grand Theft Auto 1, 2 in London might be harder than GTA 3. I don't actually know, but no, that's by the way, I dropped my stuff. I actually, I put my legs up there, that's fine. Anyway, yeah, it's just. It's good. The character doesn't talk. Claude's a silent mute character. You know what crazy part? Someone put this head of Grand Theft Auto 4. I know it's got nostalgia. It's the first shooter. It's just not a good game. It's an alright game, but it's a bit overrated. It's got some terrible mission design, as I said earlier. You got to collect cars. You got to pick up vehicles on a timer. You got to go to this freaking stupid area in the game where the guys just shoot you like a shotgun. St. Mark's, I think that's the area of the name. And they just one shot you. The races are annoying. There's just GTA 3, I gotta be honest, it's not a good Grand Theft Auto game. But it did revolutionise gaming, I suppose. So I give it props for that. Alright. And this is where it gets interesting. So what is the 8th best worst GTA game or the best? We're almost near the middle limit. Unfortunately, I like Liberty City Stories. And I do. I actually really do like it. But I'm going to give it 8. A lot of people don't like the GTA game nowadays, unfortunately. I thought it was pretty good, but you know what? I used to always get stuck on that stupid mission that involved around the there's like wheels come around and they try and blow up your someone's house. I can't remember exactly. I've not played this game in years, but it was so annoying. I used to always get stuck on it. But the game's actually pretty easy. It doesn't really have any really difficult missions like the other Grand Theft Auto games. Unfortunately, it's set in Liberty City Stories. Liberty City Stories is set in the same city as GTA 3. Liberty City, which is quite a boring map if you ask me. It's quite a boring map. It's nothing like New York, unlike the future Grand Theft Auto games that do Liberty City again. It's actually really accurate to New York. There are some parts that are accurate near New York, but it's still quite a bit off. It's not a bad Grand Theft Auto game, but I like the mafia. I'll tell you what I do like in the game. I like that it's a mafia. You're a character that unfortunately doesn't really matter to the story universe. It's never really been explained. It's about how you rise from a mafia associate all the way to a capital regime. It's really good if you like the Sopranos TV show. It's based off that, but Grand Theft Auto's never really been about the mafia. I feel like Liberty City Stories might have been a counter to the first Mafia game. They wanted to make a more Mafia-based game where you rise as a Mafia member, which is kind of interesting, but because she's very strange. But you know, whatever. Okay, next Grand. I just realised something. They've missed a Grand Theft Auto game in this tier list. They've forgot a Grand Theft Auto game. Oh, alright. I may as well tell you all. But let's do Vice City. Vice City Stories is a bit better. It's set in the same city as Vice City, obviously. Set in Miami. Oh my god, I forgot the guy. He plays the bald black guy. I forgot his name, unfortunately. What's his name? I remember his brother's Lance. It's Vic. Ain't it? It's Vic Lance, that's his name. I think, unless that's the other guy. I don't know. It's it's the one that they kill at the start of Vice City and it pisses off people, which I understand. But it's quite cool. You get to build up your criminal underworld. You get to build up. You buy properties. You get to do stuff like that. You take over. You fight the sharks. You learn a lot about Vance. You learn about how why he ends up betraying him, Tommy Musetti in the next game. You learn that he's a scumbag. But the main villain is like some military guy. There's like this military guy that just annoys you because that's where you actually start off. You start off in the military. It's a cool thing. It's got cool features about it, but it's not the best Grand Theft Auto game. And I'm just gonna say right here, they forgot to rank a GTA game. Every single tier list I've looked at, they've literally forgot to rank a GTA game. Alright, the next GTA game I'm gonna put. Oh, it is here, The Lost and the Damned. Never mind. I actually thought it wasn't here, man. I'm blind. Lost and the Damned. Lost and the Damned is about a biker bonus, you know, biker clan. A lot of people want this, and a lot of people want this to turn, and then partly you do as well, because I think it did do very good in the GTA 5 expansion. The GTA 5 online expansion, obviously. It's cool. You play as a. Jeez, somebody sees what I mean. I didn't want to do a tier list like this. I watched the best because I can't remember the name of some of these characters. Trust me. But anyway, that's maybe the next playthrough of the channel. I'll be playing the Lost and the Damned when it comes to Grand Theft Auto games. Jeez, but you play as a biker gang. It's all right. The story's not the best. You're the vice president, then you become the president, and the guy betrays you. Billy is annoying. The story's pretty much average for a GTA game. Nothing really special about it, unfortunately. But I think the Gate Battlegate Tony's a better expansion though. Introduces new vehicles. He plays a more interesting character. Sorry. Granted, I am sad that they killed that GTA. I mean, I don't like why they killed that character off in GTA 5 at the start of the game with Trevor killed. That is the most stupidest thing ever. But understandable. Battlegate Tony. It's good Grand Theft Auto game. I used to play it a lot online back in the day. The online was really fun because you had the APC introduced the buzzer. It introduced a bunch of new expansion vehicles. It introduced new vehicles. So did the Lost and the Damned, but it did a lot more. You had like the full alt AA-12 that had explosive rounds. It was a broken gun ever. The Battlegate only was actually really fun for a GTA game. Unfortunately, I don't own my GTA 4 expansions anymore on my PlayStation 3, which really sucks. I don't know why I no longer own them. Because I want to replay them. I've got them on PC anyway, I suppose I'm going to do playthroughs on PC, but I want to see if they're online still active in these games, which we'll be doing eventually. We're doing Battlefields after we do board games, by the way, when it comes to all games are still online. Still alive, I mean, online. Yeah, the story's alright, whatever. Okay. Now we get to the more interesting GTA games now. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to put GTA 5 here. I know GTA 5 fanboys are going to get pissed off at me for doing that, but GTA 5 Online is just extremely overrated. GTA 5 in general is just overrated. It's sold too much. The online mode, let's talk about the story, because the online mode I think just got worse over the years. I think ever since Doomsday Heist, GTA Online just became a bit of a joke, in my opinion. I think the vehicles, the weaponized vehicles, even before the introduced pressure, it became stupid. But we're not going to talk about GTA Online, but because the next GTA Online expansion will come out, then I might actually play it. I don't know. I've not actually played the GTA Online new expansion, the one they bring back Franklin and all that. I bought the copy, but that's all I've done. I've not actually played it because someone bought me back out the PC and I used to play it on console. I suppose that's why. Yeah, GTA 5. Story's good. I mean, you do a lot of heists in the story. It's about, you get free characters, which is an interesting feature, which you actually do get in the complete edition of GTA 4. The free character selection system. I think that was like a beta test or a test of it. And it's got interesting parts of it, GTA 5. But it's all over the place. It's got a bit too many heists in there. I mean, there's got the cat story. The story is actually probably pretty weak when it comes to the GTA games. I would say it's probably one of the weaker stories. But I like the heist. I like how much you do. I like the decisions you make that can affect what you're going to do in that heist, affect the cut and all that. I think it's really cool. It's got a feature like that, but it was kind of basic. It went a bit overkill in the bank heist in this game. And I think Red Dead 2's got a much. I think Red Dead 2 and Red Dead 1's got a much better storyline than GTA 5, in my opinion. But yeah, GTA 5 story's a bit overrated. It's got an evil scene where you torture someone, but yeah, whatever. Okay. GTA 4. GTA 4, arguably a masterpiece. In fact, it's a masterpiece in its own way. But there's one feature that really annoys me about GTA 4. And I think you already know the answer to that. And that is, it's not just Roman. Everybody says it's Roman. Roman barely phones you up in the game that you want to go bowling. No. That is not the worst feature in the game. The bowling is not the worst feature in the game. The worst feature is just you get every time you do a mission, every hour to 30 minutes to an hour, you always get a phone call like in Pan with an ally saying you want to hang out, you want to hang out, you want to hang out. If you don't hang out with them, they get pissed off. Then you rely, then they get annoyed. Then they start getting annoyed at you. It just constantly happens and happens and happens. But the rest of the story is really good. But it is such an annoying feature. And it drags the game out. It drags the game. I reckon you can complete GTA 4 in probably about 15 hours. But because people constantly phone you saying want to hang out, the game ends up being like over 20 hours because of that feature. And I know people like that feature, but it's really bad. I will say one thing: GTA 4 Online is really amazing. Granted, it was basic, but that's what made it fun. It being basic, not being overcomplicated. It just being simple. It was a fun GTA game for its time. It really was, and I do like it. Grand Theft Auto 4 was a fun game. The online was actually very fun. Granted, it was a bit basic, but as I said earlier, it was just, I think they did the elements to why I think Red Dead 1 has probably got the best online in the series. When it comes to the things, Red Dead 2's online sucks. Okay, now, let's go to number 2. What one am I going to pick? Guess in the chat, guess in the comments right now. What one am I going to pick? What one do I think is San Andreas? You guessed it right, well done. Yeah, I actually think Vice City's a better game than San Andreas. Now, unfortunately, San Andreas, the Definition Edition, it just sucks. It's got too many bugs, it's got too many glitches. The original's a masterpiece, granted. All the old GTA games are on nightmare to play on PC, unless you got the original hardware or you play the PlayStation 4 ports, which have been removed, so you have to play the original the PlayStation 3. GTA San Andreas is actually a really hard Grand Theft Auto game. It's actually really hard. You have to keep your guy weight up, you have to hunger up, you have to do a lot of stuff. It's not as bad as people think it is. You can ignore most of it, but you kind of do need to keep doing it. And you also need to. There's a lot of activities you need to do. It's a really long game. I like it. Free City, I think is like when it comes to the map on the original, not the definition of this. The definition of map sucks. But the original map is such a good map. But it's so big. It has three freaking cities, a countryside, cities, a freaking desert. Nothing can beat GTA 5. Sure, it has a decent map. At least GTA 5 has a countryside as well. I'll give GTA 5 some praise for that. And it has like two wee towns, Sandy Shores and the wee town at the top, and Los Santos. But the three cities it has like it has Los Santos, San Ferrerio, Los Fatunes, whatever it's they're all based off real cities. Like well, Los Santos obviously based off LA. No, it's not. Is it? Los Angeles. I think it is. The San Ferrerio is based off San Francisco. It's also got the cool bridge in it. And what's that other one called? Los Fatunes is based off Las Vegas. I like how big the map is. Unfortunately, the GT definition just the map looks freaking tiny, but the game was so ahead of its time. But it does have some really bad missions in it. I'm going to say that. That kind of puts it down for my number one spot for me. There's just some really bad missions in GTA San Andreas. Like the plane mission, you got to fly the toy plane. I know it's optional, and it's not forced like some older games, but it's just the game's also. I think GTA San Andreas is maybe a little bit too long. I guess I don't know. The texture and everything are it. As I said, I love the 360 environment. I love open world. I love how much you can do. It's really cool, but it is really hard. You get some really hard missions, like you break into a military base, and they're not as hard as you think they are, but the AI is a lot. GTA San Andreas is a lot harder than I remember it to be. I thought the game was a lot easier. But yeah, that's GTA San Andreas. Great game. Absolutely love it. Classic nostalgia. This is. In fact, let me tell you a little story about GTA San Andreas. When I was a kid, I got stuck on the train mission, and I also got stuck on the burglary mission. Burglary mission is extremely easy, so I don't know how I got stuck on it. I think it's just I was young at the time. I didn't really listen to what Ryder was saying. And the train mission just sucks in the original GTA San Andreas. That's just facts. So yeah. Anyway, next Vice City. Wait, Vice City's your favorite GTA game? Yeah, I like that you build your businesses. I like the criminal underworld. I like that you got to build your properties. I don't like some of the end game stuff. I will be honest. I don't like the ice cream van business. I don't like that. But it's set in Miami. It's set in Florida, and there's not a lot of games set in Florida. There are some games that are set in Florida, and I like how they based off some of those TV shows and some of those movies, like Scarface and all that. Man, they were really really sick. Miami Vice and all that. Oh, it's just based on some really good movies. Tommy City is a good. Fuck. Unfortunately, Tommy City didn't have the voice actor didn't have a good relationship with Rockstar, so I don't think we'll ever see a remaster of that. But I don't know. I just really like it. I don't think the game's too long, like some of the other GTA games. I think GTA 4 was it goes on a bit. And San Andreas is fine because it's massive, so I don't really mind going on a bit. And GTA 5 's just it's over the top. GTA 5 the heist. It's a lot slower, it's harder, but I like how you got to buy your businesses to 100% the game. The bank heist is pretty cool. I had the first heist in GTA the trilogy. They fixed the vehicle strength problem that GTA 3 had. They made vehicles a bit. They doubled the vehicle's health in the game in general. You get an amazing reward if you 100% the game. You get like double health, double shield. You get a stupid teacher that's 100% in this game, which is so stupid. Vice City is just a good game. It takes about 8 to 10 hours to complete, which is in the slower side, which is in the lower side for Grand Theft Auto games. But I like it. I think it's a great GTA game. And that's gonna be my tier list from worst to best GTA games. And if I got anything else to say, no. Like, subscribe, let me know what your GTA worst to best is in the description, and I'll see you all next time.